It's the 17th of July. This is your Solana Daily Debrief. We're going to be going over Sanctum, Sol price, Bitcoin price, and plenty of other things, and airdrop potential as well. Let's dive in. Bitcoin up to 65k. Remember, only a week ago or thereabouts, it was like 55, 54. ETH is up, but Solana's just been tearing along. It's up to 162. If we click on this quickly, I just want to see what the lowest price was 7 days ago, like 135. It was around this time, I think, could have been like 7 days ago, when I saw $750 million of USDC coming onto the blockchain. And I said, okay, now I think things start to go up. And we did. So I put on a long, and then I've closed it off. Maybe it goes higher. I don't want to be greedy. I'm fine with that. Not financial advice, of course. Now, Bitcoin news. So 36% of the Mt. Gox Bitcoin has been distributed to creditors, and Kraken has some of that. And they've said 7 to 14 days. So we could see some sell pressure in 7 to 14 days. This is maybe a little bit of a joke. Scary size of Bitcoin sell side liquidity from Mt. Gox. Like maybe they're saying this is tiny, but I do think this is actually quite significant. But a lot of smart people think this will be absorbed by the market. This is the end of an era. If you don't know what Mt. Gox was like the first Bitcoin exchange, or like big Bitcoin exchange, and they got hacked, and they managed to keep some of the tokens, and they've only finally, 10 years later or whatever it is, 10 years later, they're starting to redistribute some of the Bitcoin, or like all of it, or whatever. The reality is, if they had done it sooner, then people wouldn't be up as much. So sometimes waiting 10 years is a good thing. Anyway, the US M2 money supply has started to grow and grow. This is, money being pushed into the economy. And how this all works is very, very complex. Basically, like the Federal Reserve prints money, the Treasury buys it. It's like gifting yourself money. It's insane. Either way, it makes inflationary assets, or like assets that do well in inflation, like property, stocks, and Bitcoin and stuff, they tend to go up. And this is what we've seen. More money printing, price go up. So remember, patience is key. I'll keep on pulling this up, and people will keep on understanding that this is our time when we accumulate, we learn, we hustle. And then this is our time when we maybe place just coins into different baskets, and we just watch everything like a hawk. We take profits, we leave a moon bag. The banana zone. This is comparing to May 2016 to May 2017. I don't know why it's not compared to the previous cycle, but this is the boring zone. There's still some gains here, and then this goes crazy. I don't think that, this says August. I don't necessarily think that this happens so soon. My expectation is kind of after breakpoint. Solana dominance hit 3.2%. So this is the Solana market cap is 3.2% of the entire crypto market cap. And Invest Answers bull market target was 3%. So we're not too far. Well, we're basically bang on. So as long as we keep on growing at the same, he'll be on target and sold to $1,000. Not financial advice, that's what I think is going to happen. It will take, that's like the peak, right? $1,000 at the complete peak. And I would still start to sell off before that. But then at the end of the cycle, like I'm just going to be re-accumulating at whatever the lows are. This is your point here, not to annoy any ETH maxis, but being heavily in ETH because the ETF is launching, and you hope institutional capital will come in fast and grayscale capital flows out, or being all in Sol because it's the next ETF speculation play with way less interest and capital to move massively. We're going up. We are going up. That's my viewpoint. Planetary call is happening today. I got it wrong when I said that the planetary call wasn't happening, and in fact they were doing the cloud live stream, which happened yesterday. It was 1-for-1, but they're not. They're actually just doing both. So just a misunderstanding there. 3:30 p.m. today UTC. Be there. Some important notes. If you can't watch it, then you can watch the clips afterwards. But token supply reduction vote. So just talking about that a little bit. The philosophies of Jup. Sharing the new meta for social meme coins. This is clearly the meme coin meta. It's here. And it was here in the last cycle, and it did incredibly well for a long time as well. So I think what we have to do is we have to respect it, and we have to learn more about this meta. The first major core working group update, a few other things. Either way, mostly, we want these for the alpha. We want to stay up to date, of course, but we want to know what's going on with crypto. Where are we putting our attention? Meme coins, I believe. Fluxbeam has been added to instant routing support on Jupiter, which is great. They do token 2022 standards. So as an example, you send a token, there's a tax on it, that tax goes somewhere. That's what a token 2222 standard is. It's not very popular, but I think it can still become quite popular. I do like Fluxbeam. The official LFG site for Sanctum is live. The launch time, 18th July, 11 a.m., 3 p.m. UTC. So tomorrow, and I've covered this extensively. There are a couple of videos you can watch. They will be linked, well, hopefully above, but also below. One is all over the Sanctum FUD. Just whenever someone wants to FUD Sanctum, you're more than welcome to, of course. Just remember, don't be a keyboard warrior. Like, this has huge potential. They've done very, very well, in my opinion. Things can always be better. That's, of course, that's always going to be a given. But all you need to do is just keep it very, very simple and put in some constructive feedback. Or if you don't like it, move your money out. You can do whatever you like. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. The most important thing is watch my video. Watch my video there. And if you want to get into the Alpha Vault, watch my video that's on the Jup YouTube channel. FP Lee, this will be linked below as well. His final airdrop post, you can go and read this. Basically, there's a couple of things here. People feel very, very disappointed. And I can understand why. I can. Like, the drop was quite significant. The number of people that were earnest was deemed to be lower. He did hint at it a lot. He did say, create your profile, link your socials. And I did tell you that so many times as well. So if you've missed out and you were earnest, there will be some way to maybe in the future get an earnestness allocation. But we also have to keep in mind that for maybe 2 weeks straight or something like that, every day in the Actionables, my researcher wrote, go and create a profile. And we put the cutoff date. So I do hope you were earnest. And the thing is, if you weren't earnest, and if you don't even know what I'm talking about, you should watch the Sanctum FUD video. But if you were earnest, then you're going to get something. If you weren't earnest, then I hope this is a new meta, because we can't just keep on allocating capital to whales. We need some core believers that are just insanely bullish on something, or they're happy to go and find things to improve. Like, as an example, with Solflare, I love Solflare. There are things that need to be improved. I do not, when I'm chatting with Solflare, say, everything's amazing. I say, hey, can this be improved? Can this be improved? Can this be better? That sort of feedback is needed across the board. And then when someone comes in and they have some questions, you don't necessarily want the team member to have to be tagged all the time. You want competent community that are like, answer. I see these answers made all the time. I made a video, or I made a website, or I made a frequently asked question thread, and ping them. One thing though I want to point out was Cupcake's referral, Cupcake EXP was incorrect. I told Soju last night, and then Soju told the team, and it's now being fixed. Now, the actual launch pool information, I initially thought that this would be oversubscribed. I'm very bullish on Sanctum, so don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be oversubscribed. It is not going to max out at the 7.5 million USDC. At present, there's 2.59 million. And if you go to, because the vesting period is too long. Overall, long term, I'm very confident that Sanctum will do well. And I typically am quite accurate with these. Uprock did not do well in terms of token. I think Uprock will go very well as a project. I didn't necessarily think the token was going to go as low as it did, but I didn't think it was going to go as amazing as it did. Jup token, I had a very early conviction that it was going to go over to like $1.50. Didn't go there as fast as I wanted, but it did go there like not too long after. So like when I have done a crazy amount of research, like I do have a good record of being correct. That's my viewpoint, but I am not sure of like the token unlock schedule for investors and stuff. So I'm not going to call it too early. All I'm basically going to say is I've put in a couple $100, and by the time this is finished, I'll have $1,000 that I'll be buying from the Alpha Vault, and I'm going to leave it sit there. But I can also say, as it's not going to max out, there will be some sell pressure. The price could come down a little bit lower. One super important thing is when you've got like a lot of tokens out there, there's a lot of sell pressure, right? There's also some buy pressure, but the pumpermentals aspect is not as high. In the previous cycle, when you saw these mega pumpermentals, it's because they put this tiny supply in and it pumps up. If you want like an example, I can quickly show you AXS. I can show you many, right? But if we have a look at AXS, and I had some and I didn't sell, silly. I mean, this launched for like 30 cents on Binance, right? Tiny little allocation of tokens, and then it just absolutely pumped something silly. Well, we can see it down here. 12 cents all-time low, all-time high, $164. There's no reason why it should do that. But when you push more of the tokens out, obviously they've got more tokens out now, it's years later. But when you push more of the tokens out initially, you are not going to get that crazy pump. What then needs to happen is people need to ship. And as they ship, we do well. That's how I deem these sort of things work. Anyway, if you want to enter the vault, you can watch out the video. You can watch the video on Jupiter's channel, and you can read all these posts below. Just remember, 168-day vesting. So after 2 days, you can start to claim your tokens, but you're not going to get all of the tokens until the very end. This is done differently to the actual claiming of your other tokens if you use Sanctum. So with that, basically, let's say you have 100 tokens to claim. If you claim them on day 1, you miss out on the bonus, which is double. If you claim it 14 days, you claim all your tokens. If you claim it 7 days, you get 150%, and then you lose it. With vesting, of course, you can claim every day. You're always entitled to your tokens. It just takes basically 2 months for you to get them. And we can see that on-chain 2.59 million is currently in the smart contract. Jay has put out this. I covered this extensively in Sanctum, but if you have some upset, have a look at this. Watch my video. Cloud support is now added to airdrop.link, my favorite airdrop checker. Kraken is the official listing partner of Cloud. Remember, Kraken has been committed to 0 listing fees of all kinds, and we're happy to say that we align for a long-term partnership for a better future of crypto. What FB Lee said is they're not going to pay any listing fee to any exchanges, and that's how exchanges, they get you. They can ask for hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in order to list their token. It's not happening here. Just as a reminder, with Sanctum, the active staking rewards that we released in October has nothing to do with what you're connecting now if you use Sanctum. Sonar Watch also allows you to check for airdrops, and they can now see your cloud allocation. And remember, with Solflare, complete at least one swap in Solflare every day, and you could potentially win $100. And the grand prize is 15K. Now, Kamino news. PYUSD incentives, they're being boosted by over 100K. Massive, almost 22% stablecoin APY. And best thing to do here, in my opinion, Lulu, because they're going to auto compound it. I covered it yesterday. I love Lulu. Raydium, they've introduced referral links. So similar to Meteora, you can share anywhere on the internet, well, on Twitter, and start earning 1% from swaps made through your link. The dog is making some exciting updates to the dual citizenship rewards with Manta Network, and it's coming in 2 phases. So phase 1 is complete, and phase 2 is coming up. So phase 1 is existing qualified dual citizenship rewards. Claimants have received a modest amount of ETH in their Manta wallets to facilitate claims and general interaction with the Manta Pacific ecosystem. If you fall under this category, you should have already received it. Check your wallet. So I may need to do a separate video on this because I was expecting to have to bridge across, and you also have to connect another wallet, right? Phase 2, we will modify the dual citizen rewards checker to automatically dust qualified wallets with a modest amount of ETH, making the claiming process as simple as possible. So in other words, if you've already gone and set it up, you should have some ETH, but you should have a small amount of ETH to actually claim, which is done very, very well. I'll make a separate video because it's not going to be difficult, but it's not going to be easy. Holdium airdrop to Solana Mobile Chapter 2 pre-order tokens has begun, also has been finished. And HM decides to pump, which is very good. No idea what it looks like now, but with this, remember, I'm just holding it. Do not move it. I'm not even putting it into Raydium liquidity. I already have a separate Raydium liquidity. This is good. In my opinion, this is good. This is a good experiment. If you're into creating content, Solana Collective is what you need to be joining and be a part of. They've got some rewards for some video or written form content. I don't know how much they've got, probably here, but like, I don't know, maybe like $6,000, maybe a little bit more. And submissions will close August 8th and submissions will open July 22nd, after which your content can be published. So you've got plenty of time to enter this and get better at content and make some money. Phantom has turned off the cross-chain swaps until further notice. Didn't even know that they had it, but this is because Lifiprotocol was exploited and $10 million was stolen. So one reason why I'm so bullish on D-Bridge is because I don't think it's exploitable in the same way that a normal bridge is exploitable. And bridges are probably the biggest source of exploits there are. We're talking wormhole bridge back in the previous cycle, 600 million. And if we get all of the bridges combined, it's probably like 3 billion or more, like the Axie Infinity kind of bridge, the Ronin bridge that was compromised as well for like 400 million. It was absolutely insane. Anyway, suggestions are, if you use this, use revoke cash to revoke the 4 contracts listed below. If you want something technical from Alex from D-Bridge, you can read this. I have no idea what it says. Basically, I won't use this protocol. Monad and Backpack live for testnet on day 1. So if you use Backpack, you might be keen. I don't know when testnet is actually happening, but get amongst it. Obviously, I favor Solflare for Solana, and for Monad, I have no experience. But my actual opinion is you generally want to go with a specific wallet for just Monad. That way, anything that's going to be shipped is going to be shipped faster, because if you have to help 5 different networks, it can be a little bit slower. That's my thesis. However, I'm wearing a Mad Lads t-shirt today to support this. So congratulations. It seems as though they are really trying to align themselves here. So one thing my researcher thinks is if you can access Backpack Exchange, the actual exchange, I can't KYC in Portugal, but if you can, there may be trading on that, and interacting might make you eligible for the actual Monad airdrop as well. And that is likely. Sendcoin has introduced the Blinks Explorer, only blinks.com. Check it out if you're into Blinks. I've got a video on Blinks as well, so go and watch that. And congrats to Claynos. They swept a whole lot of rewards. 13 collision rewards. Absolutely nailed it. Well done. Really, really amazing. Gold, silver, silver. And they were up against Paramount, Sony, Walt Disney, and they still did absolutely well. So if you voted for them, thank you. We have just over 2 months until Breakpoint. I'm going to be going to Breakpoint. I'm going to be making a lot of content. Well, at least that's my plan. So get in and get your tickets sorted. Let me know what your questions are regarding Singapore, because then I'll speak to Singaporean friends and I'll get all the information, similar to how I did it with Solana Crossroads, but I'll do it better. And basically, although it's only the 20th to the 21st, it's really like the 18th, the 19th, then the 20th and the 21st. So MEV and DeFi Day, I think this will be really good. And we'll probably be trying to attend this as well. That's validate.com. Final thing I'm going to end on here is Greed Academy. I spoke to Voshi. We did a phone chat a couple of weeks ago, and he gave me some viewpoints, because like the Greed experiment, you can watch about it. Basically, although he gets plenty of hate, and I've got plenty of hate for like covering it, he said he has gotten so many people that have DM'd him, tagged him. They've said, I appreciate you so much for this experiment, because I've learned so much more, and now I know, like, I'm basically unhackable. My operational security is great. I dig into things responsibly. I'm learning far more. I'm not just following things blindly. He said the amount of time he's put into this it's not worth it. It's not worth it in terms of like his lost revenue from consulting or whatever. But the amount of people he's helped is actually thousands and thousands and thousands. And he's got, like, I think over 1,000 people that have said, I appreciate what you've done. So now I'm going to update you slightly on this, but the Greed Academy, check it out. If you want to if you want to kind of learn about the Greed Academy, you can earn rewards by basically doing different things, by upgrading your knowledge, by learning how to use Solana, avoid scams, all that sort of stuff. You can be rewarded. Of course, I'm the GM of validate.com. Come stake your soul with us. If you want to allocate a small amount of soul to Greed, it may be worthwhile if you are actively doing all of the different steps that are coming out. So the thing right now is check out the website. I'm not going to show it to you. You can check it out and go and follow the Greed Academy. Actionables, one swap on Solflare wallet. Jup's planetary call 3/3 today, and claim the POAP. If you're using Raydium, create referral links on Blinks. You earn 1%. Claim your rewards from bonk.mans.network. I'll make a little video on that myself, as I mentioned. Watch my Alpha Vault video on Jup channel. Watch my Sanctum FUD video. And then the airdrop actionables, still D-Bridge. We're probably coming up to the time when it's going to be going live. Adjustrator Finance Discord. I need to find out how to get beta access. Let me just see what they said. They said in Discord, they said, have people come to an event, 1 or 2, and they'll give out an actual invite code. So I think it's worth the hustle, because this does have product market fit. It's not going to be like the most massive DApp, in my opinion, but it still has plenty of potential. You know what to do with your BONK. Stake some with BONK rewards. Earn points with Cube. My referral is below. I will be doing a tutorial on this. I'm sorry, just been so busy. Use beast.flash.trade and use Backpack Exchange for a potential Monad airdrop. That's all for today. If you liked it, like it. If you loved it, subscribe. Catch you in the next video.